Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nicodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter, where we have no sponsors, no hidden agendas, and no BS. But we do have the news, so let's talk about that. Tonight, we dig into the SEC's AI surveillance plans led by Gary Gensler. What does that mean for privacy and regulation? Ripple scores a point in court, but what's the real cost? OneCoin's co-founder faces 20 years behind bars, a reminder to always do your due diligence. Wright dodges criminal sanctions, but raises questions about legal loopholes in crypto. North Korea's Lazarus Group makes another appearance, this time targeting CoinEx for a cool $55 million. And finally, Coinbase is lighting up Bitcoin transactions by integrating the Lightning Network. Gary Gensler confirmed the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission uses artificial intelligence for financial surveillance. This revelation came during a Senate oversight hearing on September 12th. Gensler stated that the SEC uses AI technologies to monitor the financial sector for signs of fraud and manipulation. The SEC has not issued a formal public declaration detailing the use of AI. Gensler also faced criticism for the SEC's rulemaking pace and duration of comment periods. He remains adamant that crypto trading platforms should adhere to rigorous U.S. securities regulations. The SEC chair argues that most crypto tokens will likely pass the investment contract test. Gensler cited non-compliance with securities laws in the crypto industry, leading to the agency's enforcement approach. He also mentioned that the SEC has filed approximately 750 enforcement actions in the last year. Gensler warned that AI's ability to generate deepfake content poses a genuine threat to financial markets. He defended the SEC's key rulemaking initiatives amid heavy pushback from lawmakers. The SEC aims to bring DeFi under its jurisdiction, stating that existing rules also apply to the crypto sector. The SEC's adoption of AI for financial surveillance is a significant development. It's a clear signal that the regulatory body is doubling down on its efforts to monitor and control the crypto space. This move aligns with Gensler's consistent stance that the crypto industry should fall under the same regulatory frameworks as traditional financial markets. The use of AI could potentially tighten the noose around crypto activities, making it more challenging for traders and investors to operate freely. While the technology can be a powerful tool for detecting fraud and manipulation, it also raises concerns about privacy and the extent of government surveillance. Gensler's warning about the potential for AI-generated deepfake content adds another layer of complexity. It suggests that the SEC is not only looking to regulate, but also to protect the market from new types of threats. However, Gensler's approach has not been without its critics. The pace of rulemaking and the lack of clarity have drawn ire from both the crypto community and lawmakers. The SEC's aggressive enforcement actions, totaling around 750 in the last year, indicate a strategy of regulation by enforcement, which many find to be problematic. Now, if you're worried about Big Brother and C-3PO teaming up to watch your every move, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So, now, let's pivot from surveillance to legal battles. Ripple is scoring in court. What does that mean for crypto and regulation? Ripple is in the midst of a legal battle with the SEC. The SEC initially accused Ripple of violating federal securities laws by selling its native cryptocurrency XRP without registering it as a security. Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, and President Monica Long have been vocal about their intent to fight the SEC all the way through. The company has already spent over $100 million defending the case. A significant ruling came in July when U.S. District Court Judge Annalisa Torres stated that XRP was not necessarily a security. This opened the doors for Ripple to expand its business not just in the U.S., but globally. The SEC requested permission to file an interlocutory appeal against this ruling, but as for now, the request has yet to be decided upon. Ripple is also focusing 80% of its hiring efforts outside the U.S., targeting markets like Singapore, Hong Kong, the UK, and Dubai. The ongoing Ripple versus SEC case is a test for the crypto industry's relationship with regulators. Ripple's refusal to back down sends a strong message to the SEC and other regulatory bodies that the crypto industry will not be bullied. The SEC's actions here are part of a broader crackdown on the crypto industry. Frankly, I see it as an overreach of authority. The recent court ruling in favor of Ripple has not only given the company a legal upper hand, it also provided a glimmer of hope for the broader crypto ecosystem. It challenges the SEC's narrative and could set a precedent for other cases. The fact that Ripple is planning to focus its hiring outside the US is a clear sign of how regulatory uncertainty is driving crypto innovation away from the US, a point that should concern US policymakers. The case is shaping up to be a defining moment for crypto regulation in the US. It could have far-reaching implications for the industry at large. And really, this whole thing is about the future of crypto regulation and the limits of governmental oversight. A point for Ripple, but at what cost? Make sure you're following us to stay updated on this legal thriller. But speaking of costs, some people are paying dearly. From courtrooms to prison cells, let's delve into the dark underbelly of crypto scams with OneCoin's co-founder, Karl Greenwood. Karl Sebastian Greenwood is a co-founder of OneCoin. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison. He was also fined $300 million for his role in OneCoin's scam. The sentencing was issued by U.S. District Judge Edgardo Ramos. Greenwood pled guilty to wire fraud and money laundering charges in December 2022. OneCoin was a pyramid scheme that defrauded investors out of over $4 billion worldwide. It had no blockchain, conducted no mining, and had fake valuations. Greenwood earned over $200 million in commissions in just 2 years. The scam involved nearly 3.5 million investors globally. Greenwood was arrested in Thailand in 2018 and extradited to the U.S. in October of 2018. He used the scam money for luxury hotels, properties abroad, and even a yacht down payment. Ruja Ignatova, another key accomplice and co-founder, remains at large and is on the FBI's most wanted list. The 20-year sentence and the $300 million fine for Greenwood sends a strong message. It speaks of how deep the rock can go in the unregulated world of cryptocurrencies. Greenwood and his co-conspirators exploited the trusts of millions, promising them a financial revolution that was never going to be. The absence of a blockchain and mining operations should have been red flags, yet the scam was so well orchestrated it fooled even seasoned investors. In the crypto world, due diligence is not just advisable, it's essential. The fact that Greenwood was living a life of luxury while his investors were left with nothing adds insult to injury. It's a classic case of the rich getting richer at the expense of the naive and the hopeful. Ignatova's disappearance adds another layer of intrigue to this already convoluted tale. Her being at large means the story of OneCoin is far from over. So let's take the OneCoin saga as a lesson in skepticism, a lesson in due diligence, and most importantly, a lesson in the risks that come with the promise of quick riches. Now, that's a grim tale, but it's important for us to keep in mind. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss these cautionary tales. Well, let's shift gears. We're moving from outright scams to questionable legal maneuvers. What happens when you dodge the law, but not the questions? Craig Wright, the self-proclaimed Satoshi Nakamoto, is here to show us. A U.S. court in Florida has declined to criminally sanction Craig Wright for not correctly filling out a financial disclosure statement. The case revolves around Wright's compliance with a compulsion order that required him to complete a financial disclosure form by April 3, 2023. Wright's counsel even said the form omitted required information, such as his employer's address, information about his spouse, and whether he had bank accounts. W&K Info Defense was the firm that won over $100 million in damages from Wright. They also questioned the lack of disclosure about property in Wright's native Australia and his Bitcoin holdings. The court denied the request for a restraining order on Wright's assets and a $250,000 per day penalty, but allowed some civil sanctions to proceed. In a related 2021 legal battle, Wright was ordered to pay $143 million in damages to the estate of Dave Kleiman. The claim related to unspecified intellectual property that Wright took from W&K Info Defense Research. That's a company he and Kleiman founded. Wright's legal team admitted that he failed to include certain pieces of pertinent information in the financial disclosure form. The court declined to bring criminal sanctions against Wright, but settled for remedial civil contempt proceedings. The court's decision to not criminally sanction Wright is a significant point. It shows a level of leniency that many in the crypto community might find unsettling, especially when the case involves such a large sum of money. Wright's omissions in the financial disclosure form aren't just clerical errors, they're a blatant disregard for the legal process. Wright's case also highlights the complexities involved in legal battles related to cryptocurrency. The court's decision not to force Wright to disclose his Bitcoin holdings is a contentious issue. It's a loophole that could potentially allow Wright to shield significant assets, further fueling distrust in the legal system's ability to adequately regulate the crypto space. Right now is a good time to make sure you're subscribed to the Crypto Overnighter. But now let's talk of danger of a different kind: hacks. North Korea's Lazarus Group is back, and this time they're eyeing CoinEx. Now, we were talking about the Lazarus Group earlier this week. They're a North Korean group of state-sponsored hackers. Recently, Stake.com was hacked, and at the time, I said it sounded like a North Korean hack. And sure enough, a couple of days ago, the FBI sided with me, putting it out there that Lazarus was responsible for the Stake hack. Well, we've got another one. It looks like North Korea's Lazarus Group is likely behind the recent $55 million hack of crypto exchange CoinEx. On-chain data sourced by ZachXBT found a link between the CoinEx hack and the attack on Stake.com, which the FBI had also attributed to Lazarus. An Ethereum wallet address, likely owned by the orchestrators of both attacks, interacted with the wallet that received the stolen CoinEx funds. Initial estimates of the CoinEx hack were around $28 million. They have since risen to about $55 million. The stolen assets include $6 million in Bitcoin, $18.5 million in Ether, and $6 million in XRP. CoinEx temporarily halted deposits and withdrawals and promised 100% compensation to affected parties. Now, the Lazarus Group isn't new to the game. They've been a constant thorn in the side of crypto exchanges and other online platforms. This is a demonstration of how even established platforms like CoinEx can be vulnerable to well-orchestrated attacks. And who's behind it? None other than an entity linked to a nation-state, North Korea. This isn't your everyday hacker in a basement. This is an organized, state-sponsored cybercrime. The FBI's involvement also raises eyebrows. It's not every day that the FBI comments on crypto exchange hacks. Their quick attribution to the Lazarus Group indicates a level of surveillance and intelligence that should make us pause. What does it mean for privacy and autonomy in the crypto space when even decentralized platforms can be compromised and scrutinized by government agencies? The promise of 100% compensation by CoinEx is commendable, but also raises questions about the sustainability of such guarantees. Can exchanges continually absorb such losses, or will this lead to increased scrutiny and regulation? The threats are real, and they're coming from all sides. If you want to stay safe, keep up with us. Activate those notifications. But there's also light at the end of the tunnel, folks. Coinbase is flipping the switch on Bitcoin transactions. Let's see how this brightens the crypto landscape. Coinbase decided to integrate the Bitcoin Lightning Network. This Layer 2 solution aims to make Bitcoin transactions faster and cheaper. The decision comes after a month of investigation led by Victor Bunin, a protocol specialist at Coinbase. Notably, industry leaders like Michael Saylor and Jack Dorsey questioned Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong's stance on the Lightning Network. Armstrong confirmed the integration, but did not provide a specific timeline. The Lightning Network was created to solve Bitcoin's scalability issues. It allows for off-chain transactions that eventually settle on Bitcoin's mainnet. This reduces transaction costs and times. Until recently, major exchanges like Kraken, Bitfinex, and Binance had not adopted this Layer 2 solution. However, Binance completed its integration in July, and now Coinbase is following suit. Coinbase's integration will focus on various aspects such as user experience, open source tooling, and potential edge cases. The exchange has a reported user base of over 100 million, making it one of the largest platforms to integrate the Lightning Network. This could potentially pave the way for increased adoption. It seems to me that Coinbase's decision to integrate the Lightning Network is a significant milestone, not just for the exchange, but for the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. Skeptics have long criticized Bitcoin for its scalability issues, and the Lightning Network is a direct answer to those criticisms. Coinbase's move is a strong signal to the market. It's a nod to the future, where Bitcoin isn't just a store of value, but also a medium for everyday transactions. This is especially crucial at a time when the crypto community is under scrutiny for regulators and skeptics alike. The integration also puts pressure on other exchanges to follow suit. With Coinbase taking the plunge, it's only a matter of time before we see a domino effect. This could lead to a more robust, efficient, and user-friendly Bitcoin network, which in turn could attract more users and solidify Bitcoin's position as the leading cryptocurrency. So what does this mean for you? It means faster and cheaper Bitcoin transactions are on the horizon. It means that the technology behind Bitcoin is evolving, and major players are backing this evolution. So, what happened? In the realm of regulatory oversight, SEC Chair Gary Gensler confirmed the use of AI for financial surveillance. While aimed at fraud prevention, it stokes fears about the loss of privacy and autonomy in the crypto space. Ripple's ongoing legal battle with the SEC takes a turn as the case is becoming a yardstick for crypto regulation. Ripple is looking beyond the U.S. shores for growth. Karl Sebastian Greenwood, co-founder of the OneCoin scam, has been handed a 20-year prison sentence. A grim lesson for us all, reminding us of the high stakes and risks involved in the crypto world. Wright dodges criminal sanctions over financial disclosures in a case involving a $143 million legal gap. The leniency shown raises questions about the effectiveness of current legal frameworks governing crypto. The Lazarus Group, a North Korean hacking entity, is likely behind the $55 million hack of CoinEx. This state-sponsored cybercrime extends the battlefield and underscores the vulnerabilities even in established platforms. Lastly, Coinbase announced plans to integrate the Bitcoin Lightning Network, promising faster and cheaper transactions. It's a major nod to Bitcoin's potential, not just as a store of value, but also as a medium for everyday transactions. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then please like, follow, subscribe, leave a rating, or maybe a review. In the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow night.